Okay, let's go. So welcome to another challenge. Welcome to another documentary video. So in this time the game plan is gonna be a little different because from the previous challenge I already collected the data that I needed and I got a lot of insight from it. So this time I'm gonna loosen the rules a little bit, and there's just a few rules. So the first rule is the daily limit is 3 trades today. Yeah, 3 trades instead of 2. Now 3 trades. It's more about, I think from what I'm seeing in the data, the 3 number is quite beneficial for my emotion. It doesn't mean that I will try to risk more and more. No. So the first rule, 3 trades a day. That is the daily limit. I trade 3 times, I stop. The second rule is I cut my risk to half after a losing trade, and my risk is still 4,000. But if I lose a trade, I cut the risk to 2,000, and I keep the same at 2,000, 2,000, 2,000 until I got a win, and that win considered to be maybe half R or 1 R, and then I can consider to scale back to 4,000 risks again. So basically I win, I increase the risk back to normal. I lost, I scale down the risk to 2,000. So it's basically 2 levels of risk, and with such a risking parameter I need to lose like 17 trades in a row to get eliminated from the challenge. And this time I don't use set and forget. Instead of I'm gonna trade discretionary mode, which is I'm gonna manage my trade, and when things doesn't go as I expected, and yeah, I just close it. Or when I believe that market is not going to reach my full target, then I'm gonna get out. So basically it's more to the discretionary side. Just a few things I need to remember: that 3 trades a day, cutting the risk, and yeah, I think that is basically it. And I think you will see when a person annotation. And yeah, let's go into the video. So this is the first trade. The first trade on the live account. On the challenge phase 1 account. You can see on trading view, the market is open. I opened 2 tabs, so you can see that this is actually live market, and there's no replay button. So this is live market, and this is the first trade on the 300k challenge account phase 1 of Myforexfunds. I'm doing this because I want to show you that this is actually a trade that was taken in the live market condition. There's no hindsight, and I am not affiliated with Myforexfunds or associated with them in any case. So yeah, let's see how the trade unfolds. So the reason that I did this trade is now we are at pre-London, so I'm expecting the volume to kick in soon, and with current candle right here, this blue candle, it take count the previous candle low, and then the next candle it trade down, fail to create a new low, and then trade up. So for me, this happened right at a very crucial level, and price trade now as above midnight open. So I am expecting that it's gonna rally up here. So the first trade is a loss, and I cut this at 3,000 loss. So that is the first trade. Because that first trade is a loss, so I cut my risk to half, which is by the rule is a 2,000 for the next trade. So I will see how price develop and come back later. The reason that I entered the trade because as you can see we have a price close really nice on 30-minute chart, and I want to see if it actually can break the level of 1910 on go, and this is one that is the second 30 minutes of the 1 hour candle. You see this is 1:30 New York time, and probably at 2 a.m. New York time, pre-London gonna have some kind of impact on market, and I'm seeking for some kind of breakout. So let's see if we can get it. The first trade I close it before it go to my stop loss because I consider it's kind of weak. So I want more confirmation, and as price didn't go as I expected, I just cut my loss smaller than my original risk. And the second trade, if it fail, I will probably just let it hit my stop loss. And yeah, since this one is mostly trade discretionary style, so from my entry stop loss to take profit, I'm gonna manage my trade, and usually that is what I do best compared to mechanic trading. But downfall, the problem of this discretionary trading is it can usually lead to overtrading or more emotional issues. So let's see how the trend falls. So the second trade it closed at around around 900. So the reason I did this trade, and probably the last trade of today, and to be honest, the entry is quite light. Like when I see this, let's see on the 30 minutes, when I see this candle, take out this time, but it could not go higher. But as the final minutes of the 1 hour candle, it trade down, and when it trade past this key level right here, that's where I consider a short entry. But I get caught to short as a low. But yeah, no problem. That's why we cut our side after our loss, so not a big deal. 20 pips stop loss, and with current momentum, if it's bearish like I expected, then probably it will not have a problem to go deeper. Because if you see down here, prime move very like easy. So this quite for me is low resistance liquidity run, and it is very possible for the price to actually go here. So now is pre-London at 2 a.m. I am expecting volumes kick in, and probably will be very one-sided. Let's see. Usually I wait for price to go higher a little bit right here, and then it's starting to lose its momentum. That's where we enter with very high probability that price is gonna go deeper. So the first three trades is is lost, 100% losses. Well, if you notice, I usually cut my losses when things didn't go at I expected, because the way I'm trading right now, the style that I'm trading right now is more about cutting the risk, manage the drawdown, and let the profit run. So even I'm getting losses, but I'm trying to minimize it as much as possible. And when the win comes, I should let it grow. And usually it's gonna be a very nice win, and yeah, high risk reward ratio, or even small risk reward ratio. But yeah, sometimes market is just ranging around and not really giving us the the money that we are seeking for, the profits that we want. And yeah, just close the day. Either it's red or not. Just close the day, because apparently we are in a very not really an ideal, like an optimal environment to trade, because usually in London and pre-London we're gonna have some kind of really nice move, but the way they are consolidating like this is quite unusual. So yeah, first day, three trade losses. So the first trade, close loss. I just don't like the way they develop after 2 hours. So yeah, that is the first trade. It didn't show me the evidence that it's gonna go up, so I'm gonna collapse the trade as small loss. See you on the next trade. So that is second trade. That is second trade of today, and yes, another losses. So I should read in this Bitcoin trade and probably the last trade of today, and today Friday. So the reason I re-entry is because on 30 minutes it trade down, check out this low, and now it's returned back into the key level, this on the block right here, and probably I want to see it push through it this time. And yeah, let's see how it unfolds. So what I am expecting right now is probably going to push to resist region. I mean, within the next like 15 minutes. And I will keep reducing my risk and just letting the profit run. Within the next like 30 minutes, if I don't see any like evidence on the chart showing the price wants to push up, then probably I'm going to collapse the trade and close for today. Let's see how it unfolds. So collapse the trade, small win. Like I said, I don't like how price develop. I want like a really big candle, a really strong momentum, but around 20 minutes already, and it doesn't really give me any significant run on the QD. So yeah, that is the third trade. So that is the fourth trade of today, and I know that I have a 3 trades of limitation, but this trade it looked really nice. So I just yeah, let's see how it unfolds. Sorry for my dog. So yeah, I'm gonna see how it unfolds. You can see market line because I'm feeling pretty good. So there's no emotion because I always cut my lot very quickly. So yeah, I the thing is I feel like my mental capital is still available for me to actually execute this trade. But obviously I break the rule of 3 trades a day, so that is the 4th trade. So I will mindfully manage the trade and yeah, let's see how it unfolds. And even the previous trade was a win, but a very small win, so I'm not going to increase my risk. I'm going to keep the same risk at 2,000 for this trade. And probably the last trade of the day, hopefully. The reason I'm entering this trade is because they weaker in pairs, and I mean the value of in, and from what I'm seeing, arrow. If you see on arrow GPY, you can see arrow have a like stronger value, stronger index. So between euro, yen, and GBP, GBY, sorry, between EJ and GJ, I will pick EJ because obviously that if they both go up, obviously that arrow pair will go stronger because yeah, what I just showed you in arrow again, Grit and Pound. So that's why I picked EJ instead of GJ. So from what I'm seeing, probably this is where I'm targeting. The reason that I have a very far away take profit is basically I don't do take profits, and I want to monitor how price move. And obviously, I'm gonna cut my risk along the way, like scaling out risk and really just leaving the trade and observe how it like how strong the move is. And if it's go really strong in short amount of time, that's really unusual, then I'm gonna just close trade. But if it's really just showing very stable momentum, then I'm gonna keep the trade. And unless I see like a red candle or some weakness, then I'm gonna close the trade. So basically, when it comes to risk management, I usually cut my risk shot in this trading style, and I just letting my profit right like room to grow. So like the saying, cut your risk, let your profits run. That's exactly what I'm doing, and not just cutting my risk, but also sizing down. Like I do everything to make my loss small and make my win bigger. So let's see how the trade unfolds. Yes, I don't like the way the price develop. Here you can see price trade broken this candle's low, and again it trade higher, and now at the last 15 minutes of 30-minute candle, it broke this candle's low. The reason I into this trade, and today the fifth trade of the day, and the reason I'm in this trade is we have our price trade higher, take out this short-term high, and we have a displacement on a smaller time framing right here, and then price trade back into this candle, this breaker candle, and we can see is it respected it. So basically, price now have a really nice reaction on this key level right here. Breakout, trade back, rejection, and I am expecting price to really going down and grab this liquidity down here. And because this now is a lot hours of 4-hour chart. This is a lot hours of 4-hour candle. So that's another losses. This one trade I mistake the sizing, so I believe that this trade is gonna be pushing up, and study basically the previous trade that I just closed at small loss, but now it's giving me enough confirmation that you can resume and pushing to the upside. So yeah, I know this I overtrade today, but as you can see, I try to cut the loss when the trade doesn't go as the plan as I expected. That is that is I think that is a beauty and also the ugly thing about discretionary trading. It actually, what I'm trying to do, I try to cut my risk when the trade is showing weakness, and well, after some time and it didn't move or it didn't move in my favor, then that's usually when I collapse the trade at small win or small loss. What I'm trying to do, even you see that I'm losing a lot, but most of the losses are very small, or just what I'm trying to do here is like minimize the risk. So the only three outcome: small win, small loss, and big win. And that's what I'm trying to do. So even I'm losing, I didn't feel like it's a problem because I know that when the win comes, it's gonna be nice. And as you can see, I'm still risking just 2,000, which is the risk that after a losing trade. So I think this trade is like 5 or yeah, I lost counting. When you lost counting like how many trades you took for a day, then that is probably when you should start trading. But yeah, let's see how this trade unfolds. I have a very quite a confidence that this trade going to be unfold beautifully. Okay, so the trade close. I think it can actually go higher, but the thing is, I am in drawdown, so yeah, I need some profit to get my equity back. So I think that it probably, hopefully, final trade of the day. I will see, like, to be honest, this way, the way I'm trading right now, discretionary mode, I try my best to limit myself not trading too many trades, because the thing is, when you trade a lot, looking at the charts, it's hard to speak. So when you're looking at like when you trade like a lot, it's very easy for you to actually fall into like falling out of the zone. And the way I'm trading right now, it allows me to cut the risk when I believe that the trade is not giving me enough evidence that it's gonna go as my buyers, at my analysis. That's the reason why you can see that most of my losses are not 1R but less than 1R. And for my win, I usually, if the trade unfold as my analysis as I expected, I will try to hold on the trade. But of course, I'm not holding it like blindly. Like right now, this trade, I think that is the first target that I have. Even that I try to aim higher, but eventually for me this one is in 15-minute chart. We take out a buy side liquidity right here, and this is where price actually reject. And with my current account right now, I don't I don't want to hold that long to like 5 hour, 10 hour. I think because yeah, even 2 or 3 hour is gonna be amazing for the risk management to work is magic. And so let's get back into the overtrade thing. Even that I am overtrading, and you can see that when I do set and forget, it's easier for me to actually just place a trade and come back later. And it didn't have a lot of emotion involved, but when I do discretionary trading and I manage the trade with the real-time market data, the thing is I need to observe the chart more. And one of my weakness is my entry. So sometimes it's gonna take me like one or even two entry, and then I get a good trading setup. Because usually, even that is good trade setup, I usually should end up getting too soon or getting too late. And for example, the previous trade that I closed as loss, you can see that it actually now unfolding in my favor. I shot Bitcoin up here, and eventually I collapsed the trade as this green candle, but eventually it trade lower. See, trade lighter, it actually can make me like feeling regret and try to get back into the trade. But the thing is, when you decide something, especially in trading, you need to be responsible for your action. And once it's done, then it's done. Now the trade is unfolding, and that's it. I don't give a shit, because if I started to say to myself like, what if I keep the trade? What if I didn't close the trade and blah 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 blah? Discretionary trading is like you are a warrior, and you are going to a war, and during a war you don't want to second guess your decision. You want to focus on the next decision, and that's what matters the most. And yeah, the daily limit thing. Even this one of the rules that I remind myself every day, every single moment, to not trading too much. But it also limiting me at a certain level. That doesn't mean that I will not remind myself every single day, because trading frequencies and trading accuracies, trade less, but every entry is more accuracy is something I want to achieve. And at a level that some trader, I think they check like 1 or 2 trades a day and they're still killing it. And I really want to be that guy. But it's gonna take time, and I am not going to say that I'm doing things wrong, or because all I do now, even over trading, I'm being true with myself. And I think that there are many of us, we know what works best for us, what works best for ourselves. Even now I am trading, I feel pretty normal. I am not saying that you shouldn't be over trading, but beyond over trading, beyond the rules, is how you see yourself. Because I'm over trading and I am doing this video publicly, so people have a more like reason to judge. But I don't give a shit, because if I do so and I started to like asking myself stupid question like how the hell did I do that, or what I haven't done, or how stupid I am, that moment when I lost myself, that is when I start to take every trade personally, and that's when everything gonna get worse. So yeah, I think it's just what I feel and something I want to speak up. And yeah, I see you on the next trade, and hopefully this is done for the day. I'm feeling like I'm gonna trade more in London and New York, because Lunar New Year is coming, and maybe I gonna off on Monday. So yeah, I want to take some trade in London and New York. Let's see how things unfold. For this one, I want it to be a very quick trade. and probably the last trade out today. This is London section. We have a price choose. Now we are at 3 a.m. New York time, and we have price choose trade up here, trade back down, and from here it now repricing higher. On 4-hour chart, what I'm seeing on 4 hours is how price actually really trade down, and here we have price trade take out the short-term low, and now it's starting to rally on 4 hours. And here on we can see this a major level where price going to have a tendency to react. And on the 1 hour chart, it's right here, probably at this level right here. So what I want to see is price pushing through it. Right here, it reject once this, and now I want to see price trade through it. And yeah, from here, let's see. My target is going into this one, into maybe probably this region. Here is we have our little gap in our premium level. From what I can see, it is possible to get up here. For me, this other block already getting mitigated, so probably this push is going to go higher into this region right here. So what I want to see is price pushing into the pool liquidity right here. On 1 hour chart, this one, this is a 4 hour chart. Currently is London time, so Euro and GBY, they're going to have a really beautiful volume, and you can call I'm trading breakout or whatever. It basically just very straightforward. Go into the pair that I see Euro have a strong value and GBY have a showing weakness on other GBP pair. So on 1 hour chart, I want to see how it's gonna react now. GBP pair, they are very unpredictable. They can go up very fast. They can go away and kind of whipsaw. Every pair they're gonna have a different ways, like different personality. But when they have a good volume, usually price is very clean and very one-sided. That's what I'm seeking for when I'm trading just discretionary mode, just get in and find a good trade that I can hold on and get out quickly. So you can see that I just reduced my risk from 4,000 to a little bit above 3,000. So the more price move, the more I'm gonna cut my risk, and I'm gonna just hold on the trade and get out at once. I don't check partial, I don't scalp in or out. I want to limit the decision that I make in every single trade because I'm very bad at it. The more decision I make, it even worse than over trading. Like get scale in, trying to building more or building a bigger position. It usually what make me overloaded, and when I build a really huge position, I have a tendency to just stay there because the money, the pips, too many positions fluctuating around, my mind cannot handle it. I don't know about you, but my mind just cannot. So I just closed the trade at yeah, small profit. You can saw that I actually reduced the risk to from 4,000 original risk to 2,000, and originally when price showing some kind of weakness, it's trying to get above the level right here, but I just don't like how this 15 minutes and 30 minutes candle closes. So the thing is, when markets show weakness, the possibility is maybe it's just a retracement and it can get through it later on because the limit session is still a few hours more. But the problem is we don't know that for sure. And when market is starting to go in against me, I will refer to just check my profits and yeah, get away with it. And like I say, the way I'm trying to approach currently with the challenge is small win, small loss, big win, and big loss. Oh, small win, small loss, and big wins. So sometimes I may close good trade when it's supposed not to be, but most of the time I'm gonna save myself from a lot of downfall. Like this movement you are seeing right here. Probably go back to my entry and I can get back all my profits if I just holding. So discretionary mode, react based on latest information of the market. Okay, hopefully that is done for the day. You know when I'm doing things publicly like this, and when I trade more than usual, and you still see every trade I still manage my risk very carefully, and that's how things supposed to be. And yeah, I'm giving myself more opportunity to trade in London and in New York session. Today, it kind of gave me a good volatility, and that's what I'm seeking for. In usually I don't trade a lot of pairs, but right now I allow myself to do that because I realize that when I'm stuck with a pair that it's just consolidating, it's just so painful. And when I'm trading the pair like this or EJ this morning, you can see it's just beautifully trending. So that is probably something that I have to consider in mind to really just find a pair with good volatility, good trending, and clean price action. From there, it's just so easier to trade. So that is the 7, yeah, probably 7 trade of the day. I see you on the next trade. So from what I'm seeing on British Pound and American dollar, GBP USD, we are at a daily order block, and you can see that it failed to break higher, And today we are starting to see price shifting down, and with current momentum, I am expecting to see price go into this region. So candle right here, the bullish on the block, because this fair value gap right here, for me it had been mitigated, and because price trade down into the mid threshold of this fair value gap a few times. So probably if it's gonna push up, if it's gonna push down, we're gonna see a very quick push to the downside, and that's what I'm looking for. That is a flat 5 minutes of 4-hour candle. So the next candle possible a very strong, like strong candle, and I am expecting to see it go really fast and strong to the downside. Let's see if we can get this trade, and I promise you this is gonna be the last trade of the day, because that's done for the day. Because if I take this trade, then probably I'm not going to trade on New York, because that's so enough for me. And yeah, I want to see it really just pushing down one-sided, because that is what it's supposed to do. And if it do otherwise, the longer price holding around this kind of area, I'm gonna move my stop loss and cut the risk eventually. So what I am consider is quite dangerous is the opening up of the 4-hour candle, because this 4-hour candle is gonna close in 3 minutes. So every time it open, usually you're gonna see a wick to the upside first before it go down. So I just don't know how much it's gonna push to the upside, but probably there's gonna be some volatility, and I am expecting this region to be clear. This one is like an easy run, but this quite right here is quite choppy. So let's see how price unfold, shall we? And probably after this trade, I'm gonna release the episode 4, because yeah, the video is long enough, and I think I documentary every single trade. The thing about over trading is it's really difficult to recall all the trade, because when you over trade, you're usually very emotional, right? But you're emotional and you try to recall every single trade and keep your shit together. That is another story. That is fucking hard. But I'm glad that yeah, I did it, and I feel good. And I gotta watch myself trade again by rewatching the videos that I make, and I gotta learn from myself, and I'm gonna do self-reflection, and yeah. So close the final trade of the day, and yeah, that's it. So that is a good call. So the reason is on 15-minute chart, when I see price trade break this candle slow, and then it close an outside bar like this, cover the whole candle. On smaller time frame, you can see a smart money reversal pattern. Right here, you can see it check out this low, rally up, BOS, should back down into the fair value gap, and rally. So basically, yeah, I think that's okay. So I'm gonna cut my risk to halves again. I think I miscalculate the loss size a little bit. Because for Canadian pair, I need to go with extreme rate and reduce the loss size a little bit. So this trade I'm risking 2,000, but probably miscalculated, so it's a little higher. So the target's gonna be around this region. Let's say, where about this one? Well, I want to see price trade into this other block right here, which is after this trade. Probably I just go to the journaling and show you the trade and close the episode. And the fact that I think this is probably night trade, the night trade of the day, and I think night trade or gen trade today is really odd. I think, yeah, and just don't overtrade like I did, because even I am managing the risk and I am pretty happy with the result. But the thing is, when you overtrade, even you are managing your risk, your mental capital, your energy will eventually be drained out, and every decision after it eventually is gonna be a little bit like, how do I say it, like your decision is not gonna be as good at your first, second, or the third trade, because your mental capital is less than starting of the day, and you may be impacted by the previous trade's outcome, and that cause the next trade you are going to take is going to be a little bit affected. And the reason that made me overtrade today is I am feeling in the zone, like I can manage my risk without feeling much of emotion. I can like reduce the risk when and cause a loss when I see the market is not showing me enough evidence to support my trade, and yeah, a lot of good things, and that make me want to practice more. At the end of the day, it just feels like winning is good, losing is tough, but what I'm seeking for is the consistencies, because I'm tired of making a lot of money and then just lose it back, and yeah, just see how it unfold. And as you can see, when we manage risk and we cut our lot short and let the profits run, we only need a win rate like 20 to 30% to be profitable. But this losing streak sometimes is gonna hurt, and that's what defines a consistent trader and someone who's not. Because it's not about handling the profit, but more about how you survive and get out of the chart out, and that's what matters. And when I allowing myself to sizing down, it really, at first I came to the reducing risk technical just basically because I heard it from ICT, like flatline your equity technique. But eventually what made me stay is after I tried like different approach to manage risk and drawdown. Eventually when you cut in your risk, you may not make a lot of money, but when you are in drawdown, you really can survive and you can really wait for the next winning streak to come. And that's when you size up again and when and you can get out of the drawdown beautifully. And when you size down, another good thing is that you are not afraid to lose. Like because when the good trade show themselves, we need to have some kind of courage to take it. Otherwise, we're just afraid because we are losing, and it's not easy to handle losing streaks. So what I'm seeing right now is now from here, I am expecting price to close bullish. From now, I want to see it go higher. I actually trade a lot better in higher time frame, like 15 minutes or 30 minutes or even 1 hour, because I can react better compared to 1 minute or 5 minutes, because my mind is just not wired fast enough to make decision in 1 minute chart. That's the reason why I feel so much easier to navigate around 15 minutes and 30 minutes. Class a trade that I don't like how price develop. So yeah. The reason that I entered this trade is because Grit Bow started to show strong strength on Grit Bow against American dollar, and also Grit Bow pair as well. And between all the currency, Japanese yen is actually showing it's really weak, and it had been like the weakness of the yen currency had been for a while, for a few hours, and it probably can revert on my trade, but we still have a. I mean, we don't know when the reversal happen, but what I'm seeing right now is yen is very weak, and Grit Pound is starting to show strength. So from there, I'm going to target this high right here, and want to see it actually trade up here with current average to run around 60 pips. We have resist 1 hour order block, and from seeing they do respect order block. So with current momentum, I'm targeting let's say from here to here. For now, this is my target, and I'm not sure it can go there. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty confident in the trade, and I'm gonna hold it and see how it react. So let's see how the trade unfold. Alright, so New York trade done. So I know that I have been over trading a little bit, but I think this trade I managed is pretty well. You actually can see everything I tie here. So this is live market condition. There's no inside. You can actually see my fucking face just sitting here and staring at the chart. Yeah, and like I say, I expecting price to continuously pushing higher in the next 10 minutes, and it did. And here we have a little bit of slowing down in the momentum, but we trust the plan, and I'm gonna close the trade on the next leg up right here, and it did. So basically, I'm gonna walk you through the channeling so you can see the power of limiting your losses, cutting your risk, sizing down, and letting your profits grow as it should be. This trade, I'm gonna say, is just a very quick and random trade. I buy right at the key level right here, and the entry shitty, and this is a bad trade. So when I see even worse, we have as a candle close bearish and then price trade down. I don't like that at all, so I close the trade. So yeah, that's how I just undo my result. And that is one of the things about over trading. It can lead to bad trades, and that is probably that trade of the day. And I think it is the 10th trade or something, because yeah, that is a lot trade. Alright, so welcome to the channeling. So as you can see, today I got to 11 trades, and I'm very happy with 10 trades, but the 11 trade is really a problem. So as you can see, I respect the risk, and I follow my risk management plan very carefully. And because from the last series, I realized that I have a problem with my entry, and I have a problem of handling losses. That's the reason why this time what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna minimize my risk. The thing is, I don't need to be checking like 2R, 3R, 5R. I mean about the risk reward ratio, because at the end of the day, if I can manage my risk, you can see right here, as long as my loss is lower than 1R, and sometimes it's just, you see, just 0.2, 0.4, and when I win, even 1R is better. Even 1R with a win rate less than 50%, I still can manage to be profitable in the long run. So when you see it right here, loss, break even, loss. So we having like a trade with a loss of total around 9,000, and with two winning trade, and I almost override all the losses here. So two trade can override a trade without a winning trade. So basically, I'm gonna show you the equity curve. So the thing is, when we manage our risk like very carefully, I'm gonna show. So here is a equity curve, and I'm not profitable yet, but I will. You can see that when I was losing, and the equity curve is slowly going down. But when I win, you can see it just take me 2 trades to get out of the drawdown. And now I start to lose again, and the equity curve slow again. When I win, it go back up bigger, and probably when it go again here, it's gonna be flat line like this. So the beauty of this kind of trading is, I feel like loss is normal, and I don't have a problem of cutting my risk or getting out of the trade, and not giving a shit if it come back and go in my favor and whatever. It means like I giving myself more chance to be able to. I think this one, here you go. I'm giving myself chance to participate in marketplace without fear. You know, when I study ICT concept and I saw a lot of people are doing well, and my entry is always too late or too soon, or I could not recognize the trading models that I always practice in backtestings. So eventually, when I study my data, what matters most is, even now I'm losing a lot. You can see my strike rate is very low. It always coming back to 30%. And the thing is, if I can, when I was thinking about having my risk around 1 hour and making 2 hour, 3 hour, and over the long run, I'm gonna be profitable. But the fact is, it's still really hard for me to follow that rule. Because if you have been here long enough, making money is not a problem. Because sometimes you can get lucky, you can get like profitability for months, but it doesn't mean anything. I got 1 year of consistent withdrawal. I got a few months of making a lot of big withdrawal from funding account. But the thing is, how I gonna repeat that process consistently without worrying that I'm gonna lose it someday? Because if you have been here for a few years and you got a few months of profitability, and you start to look down on other people or making, because it's really easy to get cocky, to get overconfident, and especially when you have your hand touching to the profit and withdraw, and you see people are still suffering, so many scamming, and you think you are the best. But the thing is, market is gonna humble us when we are not humble, and that is what I'm really trying to seek for. I'm trying to find the two consistencies. The consistencies that make me wake up or get up every day and feeling like I can just repeat the shit I'm doing over and over again without losing it. And trust me, the moment you think you get it is the moment you lose it. And I lose that kind of consistencies so many times. And the problem is because it's not belong to me, or it's not something that I can keep doing for a long time. That's the reason why I'm making experiments and testing different trading style from mechanic to semi-mechanic. I mean, it's a mix between discretionary mode and mechanic trading. But eventually I realized I always feeling more comfortable doing discretionary mode. Another reason that caused me to trade a lot today is because I want to give myself a chance to perform in London and New York. I'm gonna give myself enough data for this video because I want to show you how powerful risk management is if you use it in a correct way. And I saw you in the chart. My equity curve is beautiful, especially when you lose. What here you can see the column save. What does that mean? That means that I manually close the trade. The green thing. If I let the trade open, eventually I will be stopped out, and I will lose 1R instead of just small number like this. So in sum up, this is around 7,000. So if I let my stop hit, then I'm gonna lose additional 7,000 compared to what I have here. So I'm not sure if you are getting it. So what I'm trying to do here is not only that I side down after a losing trade, but also I manage my risk based on latest data from marketplace. So when I lost really just a little bit, but when I win, you can see the win is not really a huge R, but Z2 trade, Z3 trade almost override 11 losing trade. So I'm not sure if you see how powerful it is. It means that Z is my imperfect performances, and Z performance can be improved a lot more better. And imagine if I can get 50% winning rate, you're gonna see my equity curve is just a fucking uptrend, and that's what it means. But sometimes before the win come, a lot of bad trades, a lot of bad entry gonna happen. That's because my entry, my patience, I always get to bad entries, and I try so hard to fix it. But right now with this kind of trading, and I allow myself to trade more frequency, and I allow myself to get out when it's not unfolding the way I expected it to be. It's like I am accepting my flaws, and it gives me really just amazing feeling like I can live with my loss truly, not trying so hard. Because if you try really hard to observe the losses, that means something wrong. And if something wrong, if you are using other people trading model and you're trying to squeeze yourself to fix that, and somehow you just never make it, something wrong. And until we find it, until we find the reason behind what's wrong, we will never make it, and the result will just repeat over and over and over again. That's the reason why the more I study my data, the more I understand who I am as a trader. And eventually, right now, you see more red than green, but it's at a level enough for me to survive. But in the future, it's gonna be more green than red. And until next time, I wish you good luck at good trading. I hope that you find something useful from the video. And next week is Lunar New Year, so in Asia we celebrate and we hang out with family and friends from So I see you on the next video. Love you all. Thank you for supporting.